Today, you're going to learn about how the last hire leaves at 4 p.m. every day. And by the way, this took her 1 week to implement. It can work that fast for you too. So she was, by the way, the last hire in a very busy private practice. And now it's been actually a few months. Leaving at 4 p.m. is her standard. She's actually thinking of leaving more at 2 or 3. Right? So, what you want to know that makes this story even more, this case study even more impactful, is this is not a slow practice where they have nothing going on. They are busy. It is a very, very busy practice. And it's also not so big that no one notices where people are. There's only 4 pathologists. People could definitely notice. How did she get there? She didn't shrink her responsibilities or piss off her boss or leave work. No, no, no. She actually got better work done faster. She's doing more and she gets along better with her boss and her colleagues. How in the heck did she do it? It was really simple. And we see people do this all the time in our program. In a week, you really could be leaving at 4 p.m. every day. How we did it is we found how we helped her do this is we found the major obstacle. It wasn't her boss or the clinicians or expectations or a brutal work schedule. None of it. The only person expecting her to sit at her desk until 6 or 7 p.m. was her, which is the best news ever because we just had to change the story she's telling about herself. And as soon as she did, a couple days later, she's been leaving at 4 p.m. every single day. So when we kind of dig into this, you may relate to this. A lot of women have the story. I need to be at work 8 to 5. I need to be sitting here till 6. Even though all my work is done, I have to be at my desk. I have to be available. What in case what happens if an emergency happens? They're depending on me. I want to see like I'm a team player. And we make it mean all of that is tied to how many hours we're in the office. Of course, we have so much empathy where this is coming from. We learned this from fellowship, residency, medical students. We learned that our time wasn't valuable. We just needed to be somewhere in a box. We just needed it there. We needed to be somewhere where we could help someone at any time. We had to always be available. With so much compassion, we know where this comes from. I definitely had this thought too. And then I realized, but continuing to think this way is having me hate my career, my boss, and my colleagues, and kind of myself. Because my work is done. I don't want to sit here in a chair waiting for an emergency to happen. Staying at work when I don't need to is making me resentful of the job. It's making my boss a problem. It's making my marriage and my relationship with my kids tense. So, what we did in the program, Next Level Freedom, is we just started questioning. Okay, we get you. You have picked this up as all women in physicians, but do you want to keep carrying this rule that you have to be at your desk from 8 to 7, even when all your work is done? And we know that that's actually not what she wanted. All we had to do was switch the rule she had for herself. Best news ever when we find out we are the obstacle. We never have to blame ourselves or be mean to ourselves. Of course, we understand, but it's the best news ever when we're the person who made the rule because we can unmake the rule. So we just started on making the rule, and it sounds as simple as this. Hey, when do you want to leave? Let's assume you're the boss. When would you love to leave? She's like, 4. 4 would be amazing. That means I'll get there right before my kids get home. I can make dinner. We can eat dinner as a family. We can go for a family walk after dinner. We can watch TV. We can unwind. The whole dinner, bath, bed routine doesn't have to be a total zoo. So she knew exactly what she wanted. So it was like simple. Okay. All we need to do is just be a really good boss to you. The only thing that's held you in your seat this long is saying you have to kind of hold yourself hostage against your will in this job. We can give you permission to just let all that go. We never have to be mad at you. We understand where it's from, and you now have permission to let it go. And as soon as she did, leaving at 4 became the new norm. She's been doing it for months, and here's what she learned. Nobody was upset. No one questioned her. No one was like, "Where were you? We had this emergency. You weren't there." Never got in trouble. Her boss didn't blink. Her boss didn't know because her boss is leaving at 3. So boss didn't mind. Her relationship with her job improved. She was rested. She started feeling, she walked out of burnout. She started feeling like, oh, this is the job that pays me all this money, gives me great cases, great colleagues, retirement pays for the house, the kids, the vacations. Love this job, but I don't have to be in it all of the time. She's home more. Her relationships with her husband and her kids got better. She knows her kids better. She's more connected in her marriage. She loves her job now. all involved with her being a better boss to herself. So this is where we want to think. I see this so many with women physicians, and I saw this in myself too, where we are incredible doctors. We are able to do, have brilliant diagnosis, brilliant bedside manner, brilliant ideas, so much care and love for our patients, our trainees, our colleagues, our families. And then when we turn to ourselves, we become ruthless bosses to ourselves, just driving more papers, more cases, more RVUs. Just stay here. I know you're done with your job, but you're not done with your job. You stay here, right? We become ruthless to ourselves. So this episode is just a reminder of how fast your job can change when you begin to be a really good boss to you. And let me tell you, you deserve a really good boss. You can let go of the habit that medicine teaches us to make up really mean rules that don't exist, that don't mean anything, that are counter our values. You can stop right now suffering just to suffer. You don't have to make this job harder than it is anymore. Now, for the rest of your career, today moving forward, you just get to be a good boss to you. And when you do, you also could be less than a week from working part-time hours and collecting your full-time doctor salary. So here's 5 journal prompts to help take this work further. First is name one thing you'd love to have this in this current job. Her thing was, I want to leave at 4 p.m. What is your thing? Question 2 is, okay, what is in the way of having it? Because you absolutely deserve it. Because you want it, you absolutely deserve it, and it is possible. What is in the way? List those things out. And we're going to use it as this is our strategy to get there. Number 3 is, of the things in your way, where is being a mean boss to you stopping you? Let's release it immediately. It might involve redefining what success means, redefining what a fulfilling career means. It might involve telling yourself leaving at 4 p.m. or staying till 7 p.m. when there's no work is not actually the definition of success. Leaving at 4 p.m., that's the definition of success. So it's aligning your modern values with your modern job. 4 is where you identify yourself being a mean boss to you. 4 is replace it with being a really excellent boss to you as you deserve. Give yourself permission to have the thing you want. 5 is show yourself how being a good boss actually makes you a better colleague, a team player, a doctor, partner, parent, friend, and human. How do your colleagues, your boss, your patients benefit from it? So, in closing, this episode, this case study is a very quick example of how fast your job and your life and your career can change for the better when you become a very good boss to yourself. How you can work part-time hours at a full-time doctor's salary in under a week. I get people ask this to me all the time. It's like, how do you get these results? I've been in academia, I've been in private practice for 20 years. I don't have these results. How do you get them? This case study is how you get them. You drop the invisible mean rules that you've given to yourself. You're not mad at yourself. You're just like, okay, this I'm releasing. And now today, from this moment on forever, I'm going to be such a good boss to yourself. Give yourself permission to have the thing you want. That's how easy it is, and it can take you less than a week. If you want to leave every day at 4 p.m. feeling carefree and accomplished, so that leaving at 4 p.m. isn't a special treat that only happens a couple times a year, only happens when you're going to the dentist, but it's just the norm. 4 p.m. is the norm. I can help you. Book your free sales call right now. Join Next Level Freedom this week. This week, you can make leaving at 4 p.m. and making family dinners every day just your usual. Your free sales call link is in the show notes. I'll see you there. Bye, everyone.